You get so comfortable in the lie. You really do. And that's your problem. That's your fucking problem. Is you'll sit undeterred in your world where you keep putting out the image that you want people to see because it's so much easier and convenient for other people to see the image that you want them to see rather than really seeing who you are. But guess what? Who loses the most in that? Not the people that never get to truly know you. No, you lose. You lose. You don't get to know who you really are. You never. Why? Because for an effective lie to go out and other people not to recognize it, you have to believe it too. Whatever image that you think you are, that you're putting out there for other people, if there's any level of it where it's meant to protect you from ever really getting known, from ever really feeling the feels, ever really feeling who you are on the inside, maybe there's some noble dialogue in your brain that says, I'm gonna protect the world. I'm gonna protect people from my inner trauma, my inner pain. I don't wanna be the angry dad. I don't wanna be the angry husband. I don't wanna be the angry man. So I'm gonna just keep doing the nice and putting the nice out there and keeping this nice padded distance from anyone getting too close to me because I just want to never reenact the traumas of the legacy of my generational pain and trauma that have come from. Cool, love it. There's some honor there, but also there's a lot of convenience in that because there's a convenient part of that gets to keep you safe. But in this context, safe doesn't mean safe from being hurt. No, safe means safe from being seen by other people and consequentially by yourself. My name is Daniel Estevez. We're walking the path together. We're learning how to take steps and meet our darkness and sit with our darkness. And when we sit with our darkness, that transforms into light. Feel free to like the video. Feel free to comment. I'll engage. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. And you'll find in the description below, there's a link that you can click on and you can sign up for a free one-on-one chat with me, 30 minutes. I can help clear some of your blocks, and because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to partner with you. I'm here to walk alongside of you. You're not gonna do this alone, okay? The point of going from our darkness to our light is that we don't have to do it alone anymore. We get tools, we have a community, we have things around us that can now come alongside of those secret, hidden, vibrational parts of us that we never want to expose. That's the point. We do this together. We move together and we grow together. Anxiety. Anxiety is a product of living in misalignment with our soul. I'm going to say that again. Anxiety is a product of living in a misaligned way with our soul, with our body, mind, spirit, and soul, okay? The more lies we tell ourselves, the more we start breaking apart our own semblance of balance, and the more we have to do to realign ourselves and put us back together. It's this never-ending cartoon boat, where you plug one hole in the boat and then here comes water from another hole, and by the end you have all your toes and all your fingers and all the different holes, and yet your boat still feels like it's sinking. Anxiety. Does that make sense? So one huge step we can take, one huge step that you can take into stepping out of that world of fear, that world of anxiety, that world that says, if I don't keep putting this energy out there, it's all gonna come tumbling down like a house of cards. The first step is to stop fucking lying. whatever the narrative in your head that says that I need to keep fucking telling lies to keep my world going well, that's the first thing that has to go. You have to let that go. Whatever it is. And I can already feel your resistance. Being like, you're talking to someone else, Daniel. You're not talking to me. You're right. I'm talking to me. I'm talking to me that for years and years did everything in my power without my own awareness, with my brain turned off. I did everything in my own power to keep everyone away from me, to keep my ex-wife happy, to keep my siblings, my parents, my church, my friends, my job, even myself happy, like spinning plates. Because I thought my job was to live externally and give the people the representation of myself that they wanted to see. Does that make sense? I know you can resonate with that. Because we all at some level have some circuitry that we've left dark. That just keeps running in the background and fuels our motivation to keep the process going. You know what I'm saying? We all have that. Let's think of a fun name for it. Let's call it the dark matrix. We all have that, with the numbers. We all have the dark matrix that just runs in the background of our soul and it keeps going. And if we're not aware of it, it'll just keep going. And the more we become aware of it, the more we can actually process and start drawing things out of that dark net. We can pull those things out and start to examine and be like, wait, what does this say about me? What does it say about why am I... Okay, so here's an example. So this past Saturday, I was volunteering at a farmer's market. And for funsies, I thought about tying my shirt up like this, like a Daisy Duke girl. Because my friend was doing something similar. And I paused after I did it, and I just walked around a little bit. I just paused and I was like, hey, what's up? Because I felt a little like disruption of my heart energy. And the check-in that I got for myself was like, hey, that's something that I used to be silly and do stuff like that. I love doing silly stuff. But it was like a heart check. I was like, wait, I remember, this reminds me, going back into the dark net, the dark world, the dark matrix. I used to do things like that out of darkened awareness. I used to do things like that because I liked, obviously, attention, hello. But I liked the attention, but the real reason behind all of it was it put my silliness out there on display, and people could just contend with that, and that was enough for the people, and that was enough to keep me safe and prevent people from really getting to know me. Okay? Do you feel that? Yes. It was meant before, and I didn't think of that in the moment, but it was meant before as a way to put my energy outside of myself in this very clear, silly, fun way to get other people to just see that and be like, oh, Daniel, you're so silly or whatever, and that be the energetic topic of discussion or whatever, rather than someone seeing me, looking into my eyes, maybe seeing how sad my eyes actually were and getting to know my real heart. That was an old circuitry, that dark circuitry, that old matrix, that old process that just was a natural way that I'd always been. Whenever I did, I learned it and it became incorporated and part of me. And in realizing this past Saturday, oh, that was an old circuitry thing. And I was like, you know what? I want to honor myself, and I'm just going to put my shirt back to normal. I'm not going to lose anything for it. And I got to honor myself and have that kind of self-awareness. But the reality is, I had no clue that the reason I was doing that before was to push people away from truly knowing me. Okay? That's the lies I'm talking about. That's the real fucking lies that I'm talking about. The real heart, deep level lies that I'm talking about. It was so easy for me to just rest on the level of, I'm just being silly. I like making people laugh. I like having fun. But once I was able to grow past that and look back and realize, it goes, oh, no. It served me so well to keep people away from myself. And the more I didn't know what I was doing and doing it anyways, I was lying. I was lying to myself. Because if you ask me in the moment, are you doing that to keep people away from you? No. I mean, I'd like to say I'd break down and cry, be like, you finally see me, but no. I wouldn't have said that. I would have said, hell no. I just love having a good time. I love being silly. That's my spirit. I've always been the silly Daniel that likes to be wacky in public and put on a scene and everyone has a good time. That's what I would have said. Because on some level, that's not a lie. But the reality of it is I had become very comfortable being alone, pushing people away from me, and having that relationship with myself where I never had to really feel the thing. I could just kind of live in this external reality, okay? So, and let's just take it one step deeper. What was I protecting myself from? I had anxiety around being seen. I had anxiety about people encountering me and then rejecting a part of me. I had fear. I didn't want people to get to know me because in the times in my past where I had felt people gotten close to me, I'd gotten burned, I'd gotten hurt, I'd gotten rejected. I've had plenty of that. So naturally, I created this way of being that did the job of keeping me safe. But our process now is this. We start to learn how to eliminate lies. The things that are comfortable, that serve us, but don't actually serve us. Because remember, when you lie, you're always lying to yourself. And in order to believe a lie that comes out of your mouth, whether out of your mouth or by how you act, you have to believe it as part of you. And the more you have lies integrated into how you interact with the world and yourself, the more your body, soul, mind, and spirit is twisted, okay? The unlying and the realization of lying is the untwisting of your soul. Painful, hurtful, yeah. But we aim to walk through that pain, aim to walk through that darkness, because as we move through it, that's when we stop having to use lies as this fake version of courage, where we think we're doing the good, the noble, and the right thing, when we're actually a coward. But when we start to do unlies, and we start to actually be honest with ourselves, be honest with others, however that needs to look, that's when we can start growing, feeling, and being present. And that's our goal. Our goal isn't to be perfect, but our goal is to stop the bullshit. Stop that loop of anxiety. Because guess what happens? When you're building a web and a world and a reality of lies, out of things that aren't entirely true, because if you're putting something out there and it's not true, even like 3%, you got rat poison in there. You can eat 97% of the rat poison food, but there's 3% rat poison in that, honey. That shit's gonna fucking poison you. And that's why we feel so much anxiety. That's why we feel so much fear, because we're using these old systems that we need to acknowledge, have a relationship with, and begin to let pass away as we pass through and find new ways of being. You feel that? If you made it this far, let me see an amen in the chat. Come on. Can I get an amen? This is just little steps towards breaking our own heart chains. Because you're smart. You're smart. But sometimes you're too smart for your own good. And sometimes you've wrapped your mind so much in the layers of what's comfortable and how to conform and how to be, that at some point you have to let things go. And you have to start breathing and showing up for yourself. All right, y'all. Good job. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for stepping up. Thank you for being honest with yourself. And keep up the good work. Bless.